Parliament. Stakeholder engagement for our legislative process. Year in, year out, we have members of the diplomatic corps spending time with us here in Parliament for such special occasions like the State of the Nation address, and for when Mr. Speaker would invite them. They form a very formidable part of our engagement activities, and as part of parliamentary diplomacy, the Parliament of Ghana now pays a lot of attention to friendship associations. The friendship associations are associations formed by the authority of the Right Honourable Speaker, and what they do is to foster person-to-person relationships with members of Parliament from other parliaments across the world. And so far, that is doing very well here in Ghana. And Mr. Speaker has indicated that this year he's going to pay attention to the growth of that particular activity, and so all our international exchanges are likely to be based on that. We are looking at the majority side of the House, members mostly in white and a few of them in our traditional fugu, waiting expectantly for the Right Honourable Speaker to usher in the President of the Republic to deliver his address on the state of the nation. And while we wait, shall I interest you in a bit of history? Although Ghana, we gained independence in 1957 and became a republic in 1960, we didn't have a constitutionally structured state of the nation address as we see it today. What used to happen was that we had presidential addresses that were delivered but were not formally institutionalized under like a democratic parliamentary framework as we are seeing today. You know, one of the interesting things about our parliament is that anytime we've had a military intervention in Ghana since 1957, the arm of government that has suffered is the institution of parliament. And so while you have a nation that is 69 going on 70, you have a parliament that is just a little over 30 years old. From 1966 to 1992, we had a very interesting history, which I think is worthy of mention. And you look at periods like the NRC, SMC, AFRC, and PNDC, you find that formal annual State of the Nation addresses to Parliament, they did not occur because the Parliament itself was dissolved and not much was done during that period. But thank God for 1992 Constitution, which ushered in the Fourth Republic. Oh, that is the Chief of Staff, Julius Debra, who just was in our short. So as I was saying, the Fourth Republican Parliament was inaugurated on the 7th of January 1993. And we are proud to say that from there till now, we've had uninterrupted parliamentary democracy. So the modern SONA tradition began in 1993, like I said, with President Jerry John Rawlings, the first president of the Fourth Republic. And this followed the return to constitutional rule in 1992. Since that time, every president under the Fourth Republic has had the opportunity to speak to Parliament on the state of our beautiful nation. So Jerry Rawlings did his from 1993 to 2001, and then you had John Ejekum Kufuor taking over the mantle from 2001 to 2009, serving 2 terms. Then you have Professor John Evans Atamils from 2009 to 2012, serving 1 term. Then our very own President John Dramani Mahama from 2012 to 2017. And the case of Mahama is very to us. He was first and foremost a member of Parliament, and we claim him as the person that followed after his presidency is also a former member of Parliament, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and he served from 2017 to 2025. And he was a member of Parliament before, and he served on committees like Foreign Affairs and Constitutional and Legal. And of course, President John Dramani Mahama, being a communications expert, served mostly in the communications group, and he contributed a lot to change. Humanity, in our view, in dealing with issues that would otherwise make a nation, go on its knees and cry. When we lost our gallant mate in the fight against Galamsey, we saw a human side to the president, and I remember there he is. Oh, the president is in his fugu, and he looks amazing. The Primus Inter Pares in Ghana, the Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, our very own President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, inspecting the guard of honor that has been put up for him. Of course, His Excellency is to be received by our own Speaker of the 8th and now 9th Parliament, Right Honorable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin. And you're seeing a shot of the Parliament precincts as we have it now. This is a very solemn occasion, and a lot of preparations go into it. The whole of last week and this week, these men and women have been working around the clock trying to curate a perfect program for today. And what we're seeing is an actualization of the work that has been put in by the men and women in uniform, as well as the committee that was set up by Parliament to ensure that this program comes to life. The President inspecting the Guard of Honor. The national anthem will be played shortly, and then he will head to the lobby where he will be received by the Speaker of the 9th Parliament, Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagbin. This is always a very exciting time for those of us who get to work here in Parliament. It's a time where your sense of demeanors becomes more pronounced. Who is serving a country like ours and who is doing amazing duties
Your Excellency,
for a beautiful country
special
like Ghana.
May I have your permission to carry on, Your Excellency?
The State of the Nation Address, we refer to it as SONA. Usually topics or areas that are likely to be spoken about include the economic performance of the executive, infrastructure, to hear the President talk about security and foreign policy, social sectors, issues like health, education, employment, and sentiment on humanity. Members now interrogate the presidency. You're likely to have discussion specific subject matter areas, and so we are going to debating economy. We are going to hear members debating on issues that affect Parliament, the nation, and all that concerns the Republic of Ghana. You are still watching GH Parliament Live. Led by the minority leader, Osahin Afenimakin, is also a member of Speaker's delegation to receive the Right Honourable Speaker. The President of the Republic of Ghana, I think I've spent too much time in the legislature. We'll also have representatives from the Women Caucus receiving the President at the Speaker's address. I like this bubu with the fugu thing on it. It's very nice. Now you are seeing the minority side of the House. Members are, doing what members of Parliament all over the world do. One of the tools of parliamentary practice and procedures is called heckling or filibustering, generally disagreeing or agreeing vociferously, and they form part of the work of Parliament. And a Parliament that is quiet is a Parliament that is not thriving. And so usually you find that thriving democracies will have parliaments that are very, very vociferous. voting. He does not vote in Parliament, and that's because he's not a member of Parliament simpliciter. However, if a first or second deputy speaker is sitting, then he or she has an opportunity to vote if they so desire. And the Chief Justice is in readiness, waiting for this all-important address by the President of the Republic of Ghana. The life of Parliament is a 4-year term, and what happens every day when we meet here referred to as a sitting. Now, those sittings become a meeting. In which is to Parliament as a session. And we have 4 sessions in a Parliament. Parliament is 4 years. And so when you take our agenda paper, you find that today, for instance, will be, I think, the 17th sitting of the first meeting of the second session of the 9th Parliament, 4th Republic of our beautiful country, Ghana. And we find that sometimes these phrases can be quite confusing to ordinary citizens. But the work of Parliament is quite simple. And these are things that we do to distinguish our daily activities from works of Justice Paul Bafuboni, Chief Justice, is also mandated to be in our shots in readiness for this important occasion. And we have our beautiful Kente backdrop donated to us by His Royal Majesty, the King of Ashanti, Otumfuo Osei II. He donated the Kente to us. Professor Kingsley Nyaku, in our shorts at the moment, experienced member of Parliament and a lecturer.
Follow out the other officer.
Minister of Tourism also here with us, and other key members of Parliament from the majority side, waiting to receive His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And at this point, I can assure you that the staff are all over rushing to make sure that everything is working with precision. Activities are created to ensure a minute-by-minute execution of preparations that would have gone on for months. On such occasions, we also have former presidents attending upon the House. We have former members of Parliament, former speakers, party functionaries, all participating in such occasions. And today I've noticed that President John Ejekum Kufuor is here in the House with us. We also have a former Speaker of the House, Right Honorable Ebenezer Bejina Sechi Hughes, also here with us. Political functionaries are also here with Hassan Ayariga, flag bearer of the APC, also here with us. And they are all here to do one thing, to witness the President deliver a State of the Nation address to the people of Ghana through their elected representatives in the legislative arm of government, the Parliament of Ghana. And this is the 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. The life of a Parliament is 4 years, and in the 4 years we have 4 sessions made up of 3 meetings per session. Oh, the beautiful Dramani Mahama sharing a private conversation with the Chief of Staff and other dignitaries there with her. The First Lady traditionally accompanies the President of the land to the State of the Nation address and other special occasions when there is there is the opportunity to do that. Dramani Mahama is no stranger to Parliament. We used to see her here when her husband was a member of Parliament, and she was always a very hands-on woman, a very kind and empathetic First Lady who has time and ears for anybody that comes, you know, to speak to her. She's more likely to say hello first when you see her. A very, very affable, empathetic First Lady. The judiciary, as an arm of government, continues to partner Parliament in our lawmaking endeavors. And conversations have been had in academic corridors as to whether it is time to have strict separation of powers, or whether to continue with a hybrid system that we practice. At the moment, Ghana practices a hybrid system of the British parliamentary system and the American presidential system. And this system mandates the president, the executive president, to draw majority of his members. Oh, and that's our first deputy speaker, the Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, who is also the MP for Akachi. We have the Honorable Samu Kujito and Honorable Agalga also in our shots at the moment. And as you can all see, everyone is waiting eagerly. And the second deputy speaker, the Honorable Andrew Esiama, also smiling beautifully. I don't know what the joke is, but they seem to all be in very good spirits, waiting for His Excellency, their former colleague, to come to the chamber to give us the message on the state of the nation. And I must indicate that the president is known for his oratory prowess, a communicator's communicator, and it is thought that when he delivers a policy message, he is able to humanize it and make it relatable. And that's what effective messaging is about. Members in the minority wearing black, members in the majority wearing white. The beauty of diversity of ideas. And that's the Honorable Roxin Dafia Mekpo Eche and Honorable Ricketts also just in the shots. Generally, honorable members seem to be in very good spirit this morning, and it is our hope that this good spirit and conviviality. Oh, this is our one and only former leader, Minister of Finance, Honorable Kesil Atuforsin. He was in the House not so long ago. Members of Parliament are now doing what members of Parliament do best. Agreeing to disagree in very friendly terms. The House of Parliament is a house where dissenting voices are allowed. The Honorable Samson Ahi in our shorts, another really experienced member of Parliament with many, many, many years of experience. Oh. So the tradition in Parliament is that when the Right Honourable Speaker receives the President, he will conduct him to his lobby where they will confer and hopefully take a few memorable photos before they come to the chamber to conduct business. The President is no stranger to the House, Honorable Collins Dauda. He has been here forever, just like some of us. He's an old member of Parliament, and he has an Honorable Patricia Epiejay, also an old member of Parliament, Deputy Minority Leader, breaking the glass ceilings for other females to follow. A very hard-working Deputy Leader, compliments her leader beautifully. One of the ways that we express culture in Ghana is through drums and drumming. And so when the President gets to come and speak to us, we bring out our Ghanaian President John Agyekum Kufuor in our shots at the moment. The President referred to generally as the gentle judge.